Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So I gotta apologize for not making any videos or posting up anything new or any new content. But about a month ago, I've been feeling kind of ill, feeling kind of sick, some body pains. I actually took a long walk, and when I got home, I was feeling kind of dizzy, almost to the point of fainting. So contacted my doctor and I figured I should get COVID tested. It came back negative, but the doctor says, catching COVID could be like catching the flu. So, you might get a mild case and still get it, even though you test negative. So, I decided to put myself under quarantine. And it's been about 3.5 weeks ago now, I guess. So, I'm feeling a lot better. So, I just wanted to post some more content for you guys and show you what I've been doing lately for my cars and vehicles. So, stay tuned and let's get to it. All right. Okay guys, so welcome back to the channel. So let me just give you an update of what I've been working on during the time that I was down and ill and sick and not posting anything, but I was doing a lot of things. First thing was trying to install the Radiolink RC6GS to my infraction. I did buy two receivers. I was going to install one here on my infraction and the other in my felony here, but I ran kind of into some problems doing the install. So first of all, which I didn't find out until later, as you know, when you bind a new controller to your infraction or felony, in the manual it doesn't tell you this, but found this out through RC Guy's garage, I guess on his YouTube channel. When you do your throttle settings, steering and throttle gotta be at medium, which is the 0 endpoint. But on your braking, it needs to be set on full 100%. So let me grab like a Spectrum remote just to show you what I mean. So on the Spectrum remote, here we have. I got mine labeled here as infraction, but so on the remote, and I have got it marked too. AVC doesn't matter where you have it set to, but your steering and throttle should be set at halfway, which would be 50%. But in order to get 100% braking, your braking should be set at 100. So basically, this is how it should be set. And then also on your limit, throttle limit should be set to 100%. So when you bind a Spectrum transmitter and receiver, that's the setting it should be at. Once you bind it to set your throttle, again, this should be at 100%. Your endpoints should be at 50% for steering as well as throttle. AVC, it doesn't really matter where it's set at, but your braking should be at 100%. Because if you don't have it at 100%, you won't have 100% braking. So once you get that set, then you can turn it down to whatever you want. And then you can do your calibration for your other programming and everything. But let me show you what happened for me. I'll put this back here. But for me, once I tried to bind that was one thing. So I was trying to troubleshoot, what was going on. Because basically, once I got this bound, and I thought I had the settings for the throttle completed, I would only get steering. Well, the problem was kind of intermittent, because sometimes I would get steering. Steering would be fine. I would get left and right. That would be okay. Sometimes I would have forward, but I wouldn't have reverse. So I kept trying to set the throttle on the Radiolink. So when I couldn't figure that out, I said, you know what? Let's go back and troubleshoot. So we uninstalled that. I went back to trying to install my Spectrum transmitter and receiver. And then that's where I got stuck. Everything was working okay, except for I wasn't getting forward throttle. I would get steering sometimes get reverse, but there was no forward. And then another thing I noticed is that every time I try to see if I could just turn it on and off, I would turn it off, turn it back on. It would go through all its blips and flashes, and then stop, and then all of a sudden start to reboot and go through all its blips and flashes again. So I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I got it to the point where I figured, you know, it must be the ESC. Something must have happened to the ESC. The steering servo plug and the ESC plug or the motor plug was the ESC plug was correctly installed to the receiver, so I know it wasn't that. So I just figured, you know, maybe I got a faulty ESC. So I called Horizon. They actually sent me out a new one. So this is actually my old ESC. And again, guys, I only used this twice. So this is pretty much a brand new ESC. I only used it twice. And that went bad already. So, but thanks to Horizon for sending me out a new one. So this is the new ESC. And the first day, once I got it back, I tried to basically bind it again to the Spectrum, and I was able to get it to bind. And all of a sudden, smoke started to puff out of this, which is not good. You know, see smoke, disconnect your battery quickly. So I disconnected the battery. Figure what the heck is going on. So I started reading a lot of threads on the forums on Facebook and Arma.com, and people are saying that the stock servo can actually go bad as well. So I touched this and it was actually kind of hot, and I took it out of the car and smelled it, and it smelled like it was burning. So luckily I did have a backup servo, stock servo, because I did take it out of my Outcast 4S here. I do have a Dumbo RC transmitter or receiver, so that's where I got the but it doesn't matter. I mean, I put a let me digress. I put a different servo on here, so I have a stronger servo in this Outcast, but I do have a Dumbo RC on this end. That's a different story, but I like that a lot. So, but anyway, I took that spare servo, put it back in here, plugged it in, went back with the throttle settings and the programming, and everything works. So right now, just to make sure and test that everything will be okay, I do not have my radio link hooked up to this infraction. That was one of my goals, and the whole purpose of getting this radio link was to hook it up to the infraction as well as the felony, because I did not want to carry several remotes for these two vehicles. Plus, I wanted the increase in range as well as responsiveness. And as you know, this has model memory, so that was another thing that I liked about it. But just to troubleshoot it, because I haven't run this yet since fixing it. In Kaneohe, where I am, it's been raining on and off, so I didn't want to, take it out in the rain. So basically, it's been sitting here. I'm going to do some testing as soon as I can. But it's a nice day today, but it's a little bit late in the afternoon. I want to make some videos. So that's that for this. So right now I have a GCRC fan to my ESC. It's a little skewed, and I posted too if anybody got any way of making this mount a little bit more square, because as you know, on this ESC, the heat sinks on this is a little bit narrower than the opening where you can mount the fan. This is a 40mm fan, but in order to mount it, I can only put one screw, but it is secure enough where it won't move. And on the motor side, I took out the stock fan, kept the stock grill, and just painted it silver, the same silver that I have for my felony engine here. So I took out the stock fan, and I hooked up a Nidec fan. Now, if you guys don't know what a Nidec fan is, it's actually a 12-volt fan. I didn't want to spend another $50. Basically, these GRC fans, GCRC fans are really good. They do blow a lot of and move a lot of air. But because I live in Hawaii, I think these fans go for like $50. But in order to get it to me in Hawaii, I have to spend like $12, $15 more just to ship this USPS priority to me. So these come out to like $62 to $65 each. And having two vehicles, even though I do have two GCRC fans, I have one in the felony as well, over the ESCs. That's $120 in fans, and that's a lot to spend for fans. So I've been on the Arma forums, and a lot of people have been running these Nidec phones. Now, if you don't know Nidec's fans. If you don't know anything about these fans, and I'll take a picture here, video of it, and you can just freeze it. If you want to know model numbers. These Nidec fans are like servo fans. They're using computers and everything. server fans that move a lot of air. These are 12 volts. These are 40 millimeter fans, and they work pretty good. They flow a lot of air. And guess what the cost of these each are? I got these for like $5. So I ordered a whole bunch of these. I basically have 6 in here. I ordered 6 of those, and I have one on my motor here on the infraction, and I have another one on the felony. So, you know, $5, and then I basically just bought balance lead plugs, and I'll make this a little bit cleaner. But I basically bought like these plugs that you can get for your balance leads, and you only need 2 wires. So basically you just need your power and then your ground, and then you just solder it up to the fan and you're good to go. So just to make everything nice and neat, I did purchase here some wire loom. Not sure if you can see it, but I got this off Amazon, and these are just red and black wire looms. They're sheaths, halved, so I can just split it, and then it's already split wire loom, so I can just split it in half and then run it over the wire and tidy things up. So that's the current state of my infraction. So hopefully we can take this out and do some bash runs with these pretty soon. The only downgrade or downfall is that you do have to run 2 3S batteries, LiPos, because each of the balance leads have to go to the 3S LiPo. You can't run it on 6S. You can run this fan on 6S, I guess, if you get the 6S plug, but I think that might be too much voltage for it, so you'll probably like overheat the fan. So these are 12 volt fans, and the 3S, as you know, is like 11.1 volts. So that's why I got the 3S balance leads. So that's an update for this for the infraction. Hope to run this soon. I'll show you a few things that I did get during the time that I was in quarantine. I bought a bunch of tires for my felony and for my infraction. So I have a bunch of hoons here. I have several pairs here of hoons. I got front and rears for my infraction, and on this side, nope, not on this side. Where else do I have them? I know I got some rears for my, here's my rears. Let's push this down. Yep. I got some more tires here for the infraction, but I got rear tires for my felony. Okay. So I got some white belted and also some silver belted ones. I just ordered when they got them back in stock. So I'm set to run my infraction and felony, guys. So that's an update for now, and I'll show another video of other things that I've been doing. So stay tuned to the channel. Thanks for being patient with me. I know it's been a while, but I'm glad to be back and posting more videos. All right, guys. See you soon. Bye.